That night, Atlanta's nightlife was expected to shine, but what actually happened left everyone speechless and talking about it for days. One of love and hip-hop, Rasheeda, one of Atlanta's most composed personas, is reported to have rushed out of Spice's event in what fans are calling an incredible moment. The energy transformed in a matter of seconds, according to many in attendance. Cameras caught every tense moment, from clapping to gasps to laughter to whispers. Long before the dramatic departure, witnesses said Rasheeda looked agitated, glancing slyly at Kirk and constantly checking her phone. Rasheeda reportedly lost patience when Spice made a break between songs to convey what many saw as a negative message about staying true to yourself and not purchasing things you can't naturally possess. Leaving a trail of uncertainty and confusion in her wake, she rose with her head held high. Sources claim that she instantly sparked pandemonium backstage by making fun of Yandy's most recent BBL. Internet users are going crazy, describing it as one of the most explosive nights in Atlanta reality TV history. Was it all just a coincidence, or did these women who had previously considered themselves friends eventually have a falling out? This took years to develop, according to rumors. Everyone was surprised by how much heavier the nights after the concert felt. After a big event, Atlanta's energy always buzzed, but not this time. People were still trying to make sense of what they had seen. When Rasheeda left the performance in the midst, she seemed to be being pulled back by fans who were yelling her name and flashing cameras. Nobody truly understood what had driven her to that point, but everyone had their own interpretation of what had happened. Some claimed that it had to do with what Spice said while performing. Rumor had it that the women had been at odds for weeks prior to the presentation. Whatever the case, what was supposed to be a celebration of Spice's latest album became a reality TV collapse plot. Behind-the-scenes work had already been difficult, according to people close to the production. Conflicts arose over guest lists, scheduling issues, and even small grievances about who was featured prominently in advertising materials. Rasheeda, who is renowned for maintaining her composure in public, claimed that Spice had been quietly making fun of her for weeks. It began gently. It started to build up from a few mysterious social media posts and brief comments made during interviews. Fans were also made aware of it by the tension on the gossip forums and the live remarks they used to encourage one another. But now it feels like competition, a fan commented. The competition itself got off to a great start. Spice was in her element, commanding the stage, dictating every word, and looking stunning with her trademark blue hair. People were using their phones to record every moment, waving banners and shouting her name. Halfway into the show, Rasheeda and Kirk made an appearance, grinning for the cameras and pretending that the music was okay. But according to those seated nearby, Rasheeda's demeanor changed right away. She hardly clapped, and her manner was composed yet aloof, as though she was constantly preoccupied. Kirk leaned in and whispered to her a few times in an attempt to lighten the atmosphere, but all she did was nod and look straight ahead. Then that moment arrived. Spice thanked everyone who had come from the beginning, while addressing the crowd in between songs. She said something that significantly altered the audience's applause. And to all the queens out there, remember that true beauty doesn't require repair. It requires self-dash. Rasheeda's statement was intended to be encouraging, but the tone and time brought it to light. As Kirk looked shocked and tried to speak, she responded right away, clenching her teeth, tossing her bag over her shoulder, getting up from her chair, shaking her head and heading for the door. The scene was captured on tape by fans close to the aisle, and their recordings soon went viral. Rasheeda's facial expressions expressed anger, controlled disappointment, and something more profound that was difficult to identify. Before she even went outside, rumors began to fly backstage. An individual connected to the production claims that although they have had disagreements in the past, this one was unique. Employees found out about it almost instantly. Some dismissed it as an exaggeration, while others recognized the gravity of the issue. When Rasheeda arrived at her car, the photographers were waiting for her, yelling things like, "Was that shade? And are you done with Spice?" She just looked at the camera and said, "Some people don't know how to respect boundaries," without responding. A few hours later, videos of her departure went viral on social media, with viewers analyzing every detail, including Kirk's anxious expression, the lyrics, and her body language. In earlier love and hip-hop events, Bloggers shared side-by-side videos of the two ladies smiling together. Others noted that Yandy, who was now seated backstage, appeared indifferent and subsequently shared a selfie with the caption, "Had a blast tonight." One post alone caused havoc in the comment areas. After leaving the event, Rasheeda allegedly made a derogatory comment about Yandy's recent cosmetic surgery, saying, "Guess not everyone can afford to be natural anymore," which was reportedly overheard by a crew member and sparked a heated online debate. While some defended her by saying she was having a good time, others said she was making fun of Rasheeda's departure. The story went on, but pages on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, some of which had their own exclusive sources, replicated the rumor. Yandy's supporters vehemently defended her, while Rasheeda's supporters claimed the comment was taken out of context. By daylight, the whole Atlanta nightlife scene was busy, with calls being made, publicists attempting to downplay the damage, and producers crafting statements. Supporters were divided. One person close to Spice said she was angry but not startled. Another said Spice's remarks tended to hit right where they weren't supposed to, but the performance address wasn't about any particular person. Some claimed Rasheeda was being overly sensitive, while others accused Spice of inciting controversy. In the meantime, Spice sent a brief video on her account that read, "Blessings only," while grinning at her dancers. Avoid being negative. Many of these responses could be seen in the comment section. "Girl, you knew precisely what you were doing. That wasn't shade," someone commented. "That was the truth. This doesn't even need to be scripted," another wrote. One assistant producer claimed that Rasheeda's departure just served to emphasize the point. Behind closed doors, production insiders were already debating how to handle the footage. Hip Hop Atlanta has seen some turmoil in the past, but this was unique, more genuine, and more intimate. The television is already perfect. Relationships on and off screen can be significantly changed by this kind of emotional storm. As the day went on, the tension only increased, and in an effort to defuse the situation, Kirk wrote an ambiguous comment about keeping the peace and avoiding drama. Fans, however, quickly saw right through it. Everyone wanted Rasheeda's side, but she remained silent, allowing gossip to spread. Fans swiftly verified the rumors with screenshots indicating she had unfollowed Yandy and Spice on social media. Yandy went live that afternoon to thank followers for their support following the event, not realizing the scope of the problem. When someone mentioned Rasheeda's departure in the comments, her expression wavered for a moment before she said, "I didn't see what happened." The unfollowing alone garnered media attention. Rasheeda says, publicly ending relationships, "I was having fun." For the first time in a long time, the women of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta were witnessing the drama in real time, and the internet rejected it. Reaction videos and freeze frames of her eyes went viral. It was no longer just about what transpired on stage. It was a full-fledged reality scandal with friendships being called into question and reputations being put to the test. The reason it was so fascinating was that no one could tell. Everyone had the same question: how much of this was real and how much was camera gimmick? For those involved in the chaos of the concert, however, the next day was anything but ordinary. By dawn, Rasheeda's walkout was the headline of every gossip page. Clips from fan recordings were everywhere, each with a different angle and sound quality, but they all captured the same tense moment. Rasheeda's expression, Spick's words, and the slow, deliberate way she rose from her seat. One commenter said, "You can see her roll her eyes right before she stands up," while another countered, "Nope, years of friendship ended in an instant," fans said as they repeatedly watched the video and debated what had caused her reaction. In an attempt to defuse the situation, Spice's team issued a statement via a local website, stating that her remarks were more about self-confidence than criticism, and that she had nothing but love and respect for every woman in the profession. Fans quickly noted, nevertheless, that the timing of her letter purposefully avoided calling Rasheeda by name if it wasn't about her. It did mention Rasheeda by name if it wasn't about her. "Why not just say so?" said a fan. "Why isn't this expressed?" Insiders claim that viewers are examining every detail, including Kirk's anxious countenance, the lyrics, and her body language. Videos of the two women laughing together at past Love and hip-hop events were shared side by bloggers. Others noted that Yandy, who was now sat backstage, appeared indifferent and later shared a selfie with the caption, "Had a blast tonight." One post alone caused havoc in the comment sections. Some defended her by stating she was enjoying herself, while others said she was making fun of Rasheeda's leaving. Then, however, the true spark appeared. Rasheeda apparently made a derogatory comment about Yandy's recent cosmetic surgery after leaving the event, adding, "Guess not everyone can afford to be natural anymore," which was purportedly overheard by a crew member and sparked a heated internet debate. The rumor was repeated by pages on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, some of which had their own exclusive sources. While Rasheeda's supporters said the comment was taken out of context, Yandy's supporters vehemently supported her. The whole Atlanta nightlife scene was busy by daybreak, with calls being made, producers preparing comments, and publicists attempting to mitigate the damage. Spice was unhappy but not startled, according to someone close to her. Spice's remarks, according to another, tended to go exactly where they shouldn't, but the performance speech wasn't directed at any particular person. There was disagreement among supporters. Some claimed Rasheeda was being overly sensitive, while others accused Spice of inciting controversy. While grinning with her dancers, Spice posted a little video to her account that read, "Blessings only. Don't be negative." Many of these responses could be seen in the comments section. "Girl, you knew exactly what you were doing. That wasn't shade," someone said. "That was the truth." Another added, "This doesn't even need to be scripted." According to one assistant producer, Rasheeda's departure just served to highlight the point. Production insiders were already talking behind closed doors about how to handle the footage. The TV is already flawless. Hip Hop Atlanta has seen some turmoil in the past, but this was unique, more genuine, and more intimate. The kind of emotional tempest that has the capacity to fundamentally change relationships both on and off screen. As the day went on, the tension only increased. In an attempt to defuse the issue, Kirk wrote a cryptic comment about keeping the peace and avoiding drama, but fans quickly saw right through it. Everyone wanted Rasheeda's side, but she remained silent, allowing suspicions to run wild. Unaware of the seriousness of the situation, Yandy went live that afternoon to thank fans for their support following the event. Her expression wavered for a moment before she replied, "I didn't see what happened," when someone brought up Rasheeda's departure in the comments. Rumors started to circulate that she had unfollowed Yandy and Spice on social media, which fans swiftly verified with screenshots. Rasheeda publicly ended connections, saying, "I was enjoying myself." The unfollowing alone garnered media attention. It was rejected by the internet. For the first time in a long time, the women of love and Hip Hop Atlanta were witnessing the drama in real time. Her eyes frozen frames and reaction videos became viral. Everyone wanted to know how much of this was a camera trick and how much was real. It was now a full-fledged reality controversy, with friendships being called into question and reputations being put to the test, rather than just what had happened on stage. Nobody could tell, which is why it was so fascinating. The next day started off like any other in Atlanta. It was hot, boisterous, and rife with gossip. However, it was anything but routine for those involved in the chaos of the concert. By dawn, Rasheeda's walkout was the subject of every gossip page. Clips from fan recordings were everywhere, each with a different angle and sound quality, but they all captured the same tense moment. Rasheeda's expression, Spick's words, and the slow, deliberate way she rose from her seat. Fans repeatedly watched the video, arguing about what exactly caused her to react. One user wrote, "You can see her roll her eyes right before she stands up," while another countered, "Nope, she was trying to hold it together." Years of friendship came to an abrupt end. In an attempt to defuse the situation, Spice's team issued a statement via a local website, stating that she had nothing but love and respect for every woman in the industry, and that her remarks were more about self-confidence than criticism. However, fans quickly pointed out that the timing of her letter purposefully avoided mentioning Rasheeda by name if it wasn't about her. It did mention Rasheeda by name if it wasn't about her. One admirer said, "Why not simply say so? Why isn't this expressed?" Insiders claim that phony support is detrimental, and added more names to the discussion. Rasheeda maintained her composure the entire time. The producers thought they had something significant, a story about pride, devotion, and hurt feelings that ran deeper than anyone cared to admit. Not just rumors, but one thing still caught everyone's attention. What had destroyed Rasheeda and Spice's long-standing friendship to the point where a single performance could end it? Those close to her claimed she was focused on her next business function, but the way she looked in her most recent photos suggested otherwise, with softer smiles and eyes that seemed to have seen too much. There were rumors that what the audience saw on stage was only the beginning and that, long before the cameras captured it, there had been secret arguments, betrayals, and possibly even a broken commitment behind the scenes. The tension persisted over time and, if anything, got worse as the days went by. Officially, the story had spread beyond the initial incident. Bloggers were now referring to it as the Atlanta fallout, and gossip channels were airing pieces every night that contrasted every aspect of the women's responses. Clips from previous Love and Hip Hop episodes reappeared, reminding everyone of how close Rasheeda, Spice, and Yandy used to be. Fans relived moments when they laughed and sobbed together, supported one another through grief and business endeavors, and now that same connection seemed to be irreversibly broken. The fact that each lady dealt with the repercussions in a different way made it worse. Spice posted motivational messages about keeping the peace and refusing to defend herself, leaning into her typical self-assurance. Her admirers liked it and praised her for getting through the chaos. Others, however, asserted that she was gaslighting the situation by maintaining her composure despite being well aware of the suffering she had inflicted. "She's acting unbothered because she knows she hit a nerve," was one widely shared comment. Rasheeda, however, remained silent. Insiders claim that Spice failed to reply, post, or even recognize the interviews that were circulating. Playing the victim after causing the storm is a hallmark of classic Spice. Fans were left in the dark by her silence, and everything she did offline became speculative. Her team had told her to remain silent until the filmmakers could record a sit-down with her and effectively present her case. One fan said they heard Rasheeda declare, "I'm not letting anyone play me again," while another said they saw her at a store in Atlanta. These tales increased the mystery, regardless of their veracity. Then there was Yandy, who refused to give up despite being awkwardly trapped in the midst. "It's crazy how people twist your joy into shade," she wrote in a lengthy note to Kirk at a restaurant one evening. "I celebrate everyone, even if they don't cheer me on. I don't throw rocks while hiding my hands." Supporters quickly analyzed every word and claimed that Rasheeda was the target, despite the fact that it sounded peaceful. "You were aware of the significance of that selfie. Drama is something you adore." Comments started to come in just minutes. In the end, Yandy blocked comments, but that same evening, screenshots had already gone viral. "Just say her name, girl," an unconfirmed source said. "You don't talk about sisterhood," while revealing a clip purportedly from a future reunion. In the shaky footage, Rasheeda made a comment before making fun of someone in front of the entire city. "You took it personally. It's your insecurities, not what I said." And further voice, purportedly Spice's, retorted. Although the audio was distorted and filled with background noise, fans were captivated by the emotions, betrayal, hurt, and rage. Behind the scenes, the producers were overjoyed when every gossip page replicated it with remarks like, "It's about to get ugly." They were certain they had found the real, unforeseen, unadulterated conflict. Keeping them in the same area is all that is required. "The tension takes care of the rest," an insider told a reporter. Plans for an emergency group seen to handle the repercussions seemed to have already been made. However, it was hard to get Rasheeda to show up. "I'm not sitting across from someone who humiliates people for views," she allegedly said to the production crew. She was so intrigued that a few days later, she consented to meet with Mimi, another cast member who had been attempting to mediate. She said, "I'm someone who humiliates people for their opinions," in a quiet, camera-free lounge. In any case, that's what they believed. For their opinions.